Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, April 20-something. I don't know, the 22nd maybe? I think it's April 22nd. And here we are once again, live streaming on Twitch about building cool stuff for voice. And so I'm switching it up a little bit today. I'm going to get back to the scavenger hunt game that I'm building because I really actually want to build that and finish it. But I've been working on something for a little while with a colleague of mine. He's actually here in the chat. His name's Jeff Nunn. He goes by JB Nunn here in the chat. So if you don't know him, first of all, give him a follow because he's doing a bunch of cool stuff with robotics and IoT and all sorts of other stuff on his channel and on the Amazon Alexa channel. So I can't thank him enough. But he and I have kind of partnered up on this project that we're working on. And it requires us to build a chatbot. Now, Alexa is not a chatbot. It is specifically a voice bot, right? See, there's no way to like type and chat with the thing the same way. And what we want to do is build something for our own channels, like I have here. For those of you that don't know, I built a chatbot a little while ago. And actually, let me make sure that's working. If I go to this, I know you can't see it, and that's okay. I'm just trying to get it loaded. I have a chatbot that I just have to spin up and get running. But the way the chatbot works is now I can come over to the chat window, and you guys will all recall there is a lamp behind me. It seems to always be pink, thanks to all of you, although it's purple right now, I guess. And if I say green, for example, the chatbot should change it. I don't know why it's not, but sometimes the function that runs the chatbot needs a little time to wake up. Although it seems like it's responding, so I'm not sure why the light isn't changing, but we'll wait on that and see what happens. So anyway, that's the idea behind a chatbot, is that I can allow you guys to have a bunch of commands and things inside the chat that let you do stuff, interact, play with my environment, get answers, that kind of stuff. And so I wanted to figure out how I could build a chatbot based on data that I already have in Airtable. So what I've done for many of the skills that I've built previously, I've built things for the Star Wars database, I've built things for certainly for Alexa developers, and I have a number of like collections of data that I could use, and so I thought it might be interesting to try to build, not using Glitch, which was crazy easy, by the way. If you're looking to build a simple chatbot, that seems awesome. But what I feel like as an Amazon employee, as an evangelist, like I should really know how to use more of our tools. And I've actually, for as experienced as I am using Alexa, I've actually never used Lex, which is the engine behind Alexa. It's the natural language understanding and the intent mapping and all that kind of stuff. So I felt like this might be a good opportunity for me to learn that and spend some time learning with all of you. I don't know why my lamp isn't working. It's actually a little disappointing that that's not happening. Let's see if we can. If I can find a switch for that. There it is. Never mind my Mandalorian helmet. Turn that off. Just give it a moment to chill. One of my fears with, honestly, with this light bulb and using if this then that and the way that you guys are just peppering it is that I wonder if I'm hitting some limits. Let's see if it works with the skill first. See if it's an if this then that thing or a glitch thing. Alexa, ask Jeff Blankenburg to change the lamp to green. Alexa, ask Jeff Blankenburg to change the lamp to green.
The lamp has been set to green. Tune into twitch.tv/Jeff Blankenburg to see it change live on air.
What else do you want to know about me? Stop. So my guess is that maybe we've hit some limits on if this then that. And maybe that's why the light isn't changing. I don't know. I'll have to look into that, but I don't want to spend our streaming time doing that. I'd much rather do some interesting builds. So that being said, I am going to come over here to my browser and we'll flip over to this. There we go. And the first thing that I want to do is go to Amazon Lex. So we'll go to AWS into my AWS account. Let's sign into the console. And Amazon Lex is here. I spent a little time playing yesterday, but let's call this new chatbot that I'm going to create. I'll just create a custom bot. I don't need a sample or anything. But let's try a custom bot. Karthik, that would be awesome if you and someone else changed the color to yellow and red, if it could merge them to orange. Unfortunately, no, it's not nearly that smart. Kevin Evans, thank you for being here. It's good to see you. Eternal Dragon King is here. I haven't seen your name before, so thank you for being on the stream. It's always good to have more people participating in chat. So this is awesome. I like the participation. And if you guys have questions as we go through this, I don't know that I can answer them because this is all new to me. But we're just going to give it a run. So I'm going to choose custom bot. I'm going to give this a name. We're going to call this Jeff Blankenbot because that's ultimately how I want this thing to work. This will be the new chatbot behind my Twitch channel. And my output voice, this is really only going to be a text-based application. I don't know that I need a voice. I don't know that it hurts me, but I'm just going to say it's a text-based application. The session timeout, I don't know, 1 minute. I don't know what the appropriate session time. Let's do 5 minutes. That's what they recommend. Sentiment analysis, sure. Let's do that. AWS service role for Lex bots. That looks good. Can I blow this up a little bit? I feel like I'm having trouble seeing it. And no, this is not for kids. So that's all good. There's a create button hidden behind my video. I'm just gonna hit create. And now it wants intense. So I spent a little bit of time with Jeff Nunn yesterday. Oh, Revolver Ocelot 44. What a cool name. I'd love to know the background behind how you became Revolver Ocelot 44. I'm imagining an ocelot walking around like a gunslinger with like a revolver, right? Maybe he's got 44 kills. I don't know what the name means, but I like it. So Trade asks, can Lex be used to access and use additional capabilities within the back end of an Alexa skill that the skill doesn't normally access via ASK? Maybe. I think that the way this is going to work is that I'm going to get... I think one of the core pieces of functionality that I saw yesterday when I was talking with Jeff Nunn is... I get the full transcript of what the user said. That's something we don't get with Alexa. Now, I don't know that I want that. Like, the reason I'm using Lex is because I want it to do the natural language understanding. I want it to interpret what it is I'm trying to accomplish. I want to build intents the same way that I build with Alexa. But I do know that I get the actual syntax. Revolver Ocelot is 2/3 of a what 3 words address. That's pretty awesome. So Revolver Ocelot, if you weren't here yesterday, we can show this. What 3 words? I just think this is so cool, this website. Every 3 foot by 3 foot square on Earth has been mapped out to be a specific location. And so you can see like this specific square in this specific location is spray visits discouraged. But what you generally want to do is tell people like, hey, meet me at this door. And so maybe the door to this building is right here. So if you tell them begun noted thus, they can go to the What 3 Words app or a number of other mapping apps and they can type in those 3 words and boom, they know exactly where you mean. They don't have to use an address, which is just the whole building, but now they know which door to go in and which location to meet you at or whatever. It's great, especially at like outdoor festivals when it's just a big field and you don't know where to meet them. So let's see, Revolver .ocelot .4 is Ocelot even an option? Revolver tour. No, it looks like they didn't use Ocelot. That's too bad. But Trade that would be super cool. Okay, so anyway, that's What 3 Words, and I think it's super cool, and I wish more people used it. Also, Karthik called me out for my shirt. This is where I live, and so there's this awesome company, which may have stuff you like too, homage.com. They generally make like throwback clothing for old sports stuff, sports teams, players, that kind of stuff. So if we come in here, they like this is Wild Thing from the Cleveland Indians movie Major League. This is a T-shirt that says "There's no crying in baseball." It's lots of old sports references, but they have all sorts of cool stuff. But they're based here in Ohio, and so they make a lot of really cool apparel. And I will tell you, the sweatshirts and the T-shirts, they make their own clothing, and it is the most comfortable stuff I've ever worn. And I really care a lot about the comfort, and like especially I gotta make conference T-shirts and stuff for a lot of events. So I really care about a shirt that people want to wear, something that's comfortable. And so they have all sorts of stuff in here. So it doesn't matter what your team is. You can see that they have stuff for lots of different basketball teams and Major League Baseball teams, football, soccer, hockey. I mean, it's very American based, and they definitely have a lot more stuff for things in Ohio. But they have stuff for all sorts of teams, and it's very, very cool. Anyway, so that's where I got this shirt. It was on sale a few weeks ago, and they always have good sales too. I would never recommend buying something full price because they generally have a good sale going on once in a while. Okay, enough commercials, enough advertising. Karthik has also been to Karnataka, which is close to one of our Ohio sister cities. Nice, that's pretty cool. JB Nunn says he started the Michael Jordan documentary last night. Is that on Netflix? I've heard about it. I haven't actually seen where it is, but I definitely want to watch that. I was a big Michael Jordan fan, and in fact, we talk about Pops. I have way up high. Let's see if we can tilt a camera. Why not? Let's do it. If we go way up high, there, you can see on the very top corner, I have Michael Jordan. He's still in like a protective plastic box, but it's him doing his signature dunk. So that's what the top of the room looks like anyway. So we'll kick it back down to like there. That looks pretty good. Oh, it's on ESPN, even better. So anyway, let's see if we can fix this. There we go. So I'll have to check that out. The Bulls documentary is killer, WK Wyatt Jr. says. Anyway, I was building a chatbot or something, so let's try to get back to that. So I'm going to create an intent. I know what an intent is because I do that with Alexa. So let's create an intent. And for this, let's do... I guess we could try to do the color changer, but because it's not working at all, I feel like maybe I should just do something basic. Maybe we'll use the Star Wars stuff. Yeah, where's Ice Cream today? He's not here yet. Also, Jeff Nunn discovered that if you have stream points, which are down in those bottom left-hand corner, you can see the little tiny Funko figure that you have there. If you've earned points, you can unlock a couple of the emotes that I created Monday? I think it was Monday. So down here in the bottom, if I click this, you can see right here there's this purple block that says unlock a random sub emote. And if you do that, it gives you some options for emotes that you can use. W. Giorgio, he says I'm going to fail like JB Nunn. Jeff, did you fail? I think learning is learning, and even if it doesn't work, it doesn't mean you didn't learn something. Man, that's rough, W. Giorgio. There's the Alexa logo. Nice. That turned out good. It looks good on there. And there's also a Viking one, which was me the helmet, and then there's a Bob Ross one, but it doesn't look like that one's been approved yet. But I haven't gotten any feedback yet that it's good or bad. So let's do. I'm gonna base this off of the Star Wars database. So we're gonna do character intent, which is how I built the Star Wars database. I just want to see if I can do this. So that way, if you mention a Star Wars character, I can be like, oh, by the way, here's some information about that guy. Character intent. Sample utterances. Tell me about Darth Vader. Okay, I know that's not how I'm actually going to do it, but I don't have any slots yet. It looks like slots are here, but I need a slot. Oh, okay, so I got to create a slot type. So let's create a slot type. We'll call this character. Yeah, they very well may, Karthik, I agree. All of the characters in the Star Wars universe. And okay, so what is this? Slot resolution. This is something that Jeff and I talked about yesterday. Expand values. This will use slot values as training data and fill the slot with the value provided by the user if the user value is similar. Or restrict to slot values and synonyms. I think that's actually what I want, because I'm going to have, well, we'll have a value like Darth Vader. But in here we might have Vader as a synonym. Looks like I tabbed to add those. I don't know if I want to put anything else in there for Darth Vader. What else would I do? Lord Vader? Okay, I'm gonna do that now. Save slot type or add slot to I think I want this. Add slot to intent. Oh, that added my slot here. Okay, so I don't want it called slot 1. I want it to be called like character. Oh, Ski, welcome, man. Thank you for being here. So I've now created a slot called character. I don't want it to be required. This is just, these are all optional things that you might say. So I say, I don't want Darth Vader in there now. Now I have a slot. Can I do it like Alexa where I do the braces? No. Let's try character. It would be nice if it gave me like a little. If I do that. Is that? Oh no. Okay. Cool. So at least that gives me a visual representation that it works. I'm guessing that's how it works. So I have my sample utterances, or I have a sample utterance. I might also say like, now I can do like who is character. That's a good start. Like, I have all this stuff written in my intent model for the Alexa skill. So we'll play with this. Who is character? Tell me about character. Looks like Trade Last is mostly an active participant. I agree with that. I like doing that kind of stuff. Occasionally has 2 streams going. When Karthik's stream starts before mine ends, then it's number 2. I like that you guys are just tuned in while you're working. I like being a distraction. Okay, so this is cool. So I have sample utterances, and I have my slot with my slot type. And I'm guessing I can come over here. I'm assuming I can add more values. So if I do like Luke Skywalker, and I would say Luke is a synonym. I think that's probably it. I don't know that I have more to. Add slot to intent again? What do you mean add slot to intent? I already added this slot. Do I just want to hit save? So if I come back to it now. Okay, so okay, so that's great. Some of these things are kind of unclear. So what is lambda initialization and validation? The business logic required to validate. I don't know that works. Is the background music working, by the way, Trade Last? Do you hear it now? I think it's playing. I don't hear anything. Can you guys hear music? I can check that. I thought I had music playing. Faintly. Let's see if I can fix that. How about that? Is that too loud? I need to find some better music. Jeff Nunn just like cracked open YouTube yesterday and found something awesome. I feel like I'm really selective about what I use. So, and I got dinged for using the Bob Ross theme song the other day. So I'm trying to not be bad about this stuff. But anyway, so hopefully you can hear some music in the background now. All right. I have music from. Actually, let's do that. What music am I playing right now? If I come in here and I look at stream background music, yeah, I have. I haven't listened to all this music yet, but I bought the album Music to Code By, which you can find at musictocodeby.com. And I think this is one of those songs. It's made by an old friend of mine, Carl Franklin, who does a bunch of stuff in the Microsoft world, like the podcast .NET Rocks and a bunch of other awesome stuff. And he wrote a bunch of music that's like uses science to really think about how to keep yourself focused in a groove. So hopefully as you listen to this works for you guys. But I have his whole album, which is like 25 songs, and they're all like a half hour long. So one of the things that I still need to figure out for Twitch is how do I play a playlist and just let it like cycle through songs? Because right now I only seem to be able to pick one song and let it loop. So we'll get there. Anyway, back to the chatbot. I have Lambda initialization. I don't think I want any business rules. I don't think I need that. I just want to know what they said and then get them an answer. So it's not required. Confirmation prompt. I'm not confirming anything. I just really want this to be very simple. I want you to be able to say the name of a Star Wars character, and I want to be able to go to my database, get the answer that I have for you, and respond. So that feels like I would call a Lambda function here to fulfill my answer. This is the default though, so we're gonna just leave this. I wonder. Let's just see how this works. So I'm gonna hit build, and see what I get. So what if I say? I gotta wait for it to be done building. Shrink this down so you guys can see. Some stuff. Put some more stuff. So now I have this browser tab open here. I have the test. I have it built. So what if I say, tell me about Luke Skywalker? Character intent is ready for fulfillment. It's the detail. Oh, okay. So I have my intent name and hit the character intent. And sentiment label is neutral, but you're probably going to get that without voice. Character is Luke Skywalker. So you got my value because I typed it lowercase, didn't I? It did, so it's matching my slot value. Music to Code By. Thank you, Traylast. That's the stuff, and that's where you can buy it. Utah Gimme 2. Those Sour Patch Kids are delicious. And yes, I don't have any here on the desk, but they have definitely been ingested. I'm trying to be good as I go through this whole running thing. I'm trying not to eat a lot of garbage, but sending a 5-pound pack of Sour Patch Kids to my house did not help. Just so you guys know, Ryan, who is Utah Gimme 2, his family was very kind, and on my son's birthday, which was last week, they sent a 5-pound bag of Sour Patch Kids to my house, and yeah, thank you for doing that, by the way. It was very, very kind, very generous, and Miles thought it was awesome. So, okay, so this is interesting. So I have this detail, which is that I know what character they said, I know what what intent they wanted. I feel like I should have another intent so that I can test to make sure that it's differentiating the two. 2 Utes, come on. My cousin Vinny knows the answer to that question. Later, Karthik, thank you for being here, man. So let's create another intent that is the droid intent. Kind of like I did with the Alexa skill. And this one, I'm probably going to need a... Oh, I see. Okay, so what I was looking at before, each intent has its own set of slot types. not... See, in Alexa, they're kind of universal. That's new. Okay, so for the droid intent, I mean, this is okay, because I'm going to have a new slot type. But it's weird to me that they're owned by an intent. So droid... I'm sorry, this is droid. And this is all of the droids in the Star Wars universe. Do the same thing here. Oh, one Kevin Griff. Hey, man. Thanks for being here. It's nice to see you. I tuned in for just a minute on your stream yesterday and enjoyed it, but I got pulled away by some stuff, so I didn't get a lot of time to watch. But thanks for being here. Okay, so for values for this, we'll have like R2D2 will have to be that. But then I'll say like R2D2 and R2D2 like that. And we'll add this slot to the intent. I wonder what save slot type does then. I'm very interested by that. We'll have to try that one time. Droid. I don't want it to be required. I don't know what any of that other stuff is yet. So I need some intents. Tell me about droid. I wish they gave me some more indication or a drop down or something as this happens, but okay. What is droid? Who is droid? I mean, this feels like Alexa, right? This feels like how I would build my utterances for a specific intent, so that feels really familiar. And then I have my droid slot type. But I still don't know how I get it. I'm guessing this is how I hook it up to a lambda. But I don't know yet. So let's build this one more time, because now I want to see if I say R2D2 or I say Darth Vader, it should give me different intents, right? That's what I would expect. And that's going to be a key to this, is making sure that I'm able to differentiate that stuff pretty well. But I think because I chose, for my slot type, I chose restrictive slot values and synonyms, I feel like that will funnel things to the right place. Okay, I've got my bot here, so now let's say... Yeah, I think TrayLast, I think that's what's happening, is by returning to the client, it's just returning it here, so that I can see the testing. I think that's what's happening. Revolver Oscillate, I don't think I removed it. I think that they're owned by different intents. So when I'm in the character intent, I see the character slot type. When I'm in the droid intent, I see the droid slot type. So it seems like the slot types are kind of owned by the intents. I also noticed when I was out here, like I have intents and I have slot types. So I'm wondering if later, if I build another bot, if I can pull these things in. I don't actually know how that works, but I have my Jeff Blankenbot for this, and that's all working, and now we want to come over here and test this. So if I say, tell me about R2D2, I get the droid intent, and it found R2D2. So it matched my actual value, which is the thing that I'm going to have to use to look it up in my database. In Alexa, I would also be able to apply like an optional ID value, which would be a unique identifier. I don't seem to have that capability here in my slot values. Like I don't see a place in my slot value where I can add those unique IDs. So I'm really relying on this value to match the value in my database. I also wish I had like a JSON editor, because I've got 600 values I want to put in these slots. Right. So we'll leave that for now. We'll do a C3PO2 just to have another value. 3PO C3PO C3. Save that. Okay. Okay, so here's my guess. Here's what I think. It looks like the sentiment analysis is when I set up the chatbot, I made that choice. So it looks like that sentiment response is coming through every time, which is kind of cool. I don't know how I'll use it yet, but I'm guessing if I like start cursing at this thing, it'll freak out. Let's see. I hate you. I didn't even type it right. I hate you. But I don't even think that gets me what I want, does it? Oh, see, it says negative, so I'm getting sentiment analysis on the speech. That's pretty awesome. Very, very negative. That's pretty cool. I wonder if we can use that in an effective way later. Okay, so I have... here's my guess. Let's go back to the droid one. So, who is R2-D2? And what I get in here is this looks like Alexa request, right? So the things that I have in here that I really need are like, what intent was it? What was the slot value? I have that down here. So it feels like this is probably what is sent to my target. So let's think about that target for a minute. If I choose Avinash 1908, thank you for following. I really appreciate that. And you got your name on a screen with a rock star. So I'm going to choose an AWS Lambda file. Oh, it wants me to choose one right now? I don't have one. Well, okay, so let's go do that first. Let's go to AWS, and I'm going to create just a new empty Lambda function. Normally I would create this as a template, or I would use the CLI or something to do this. But let's go to Lambda. Let's create a function from scratch. Right? I don't think I want any of the... What are the blueprint options? Is there like a Lex version? Ooh, there's Lex for Python, but no Node. Okay. What about here? Lex. Hello World Lex. Oh man, this seems like the jam right here. I was going to do this from scratch, but I think now I have to use that. Alright. Oh, this isn't these are just created by the public, though. They're not, like, I know Taryn Peterson. But I thought this was like an official Alexa example. I'll just go from scratch, because I think I know what I'm going to do here. At least I have an idea. We'll call this Star Wars bot. Node is great. Create a new role, that's fine. Let's create our function. If you guys ever wondered what it looks like when I don't have any idea what I'm doing, you're watching it right now. Because I really don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I know how to create a Lambda function. This is easy and straightforward. So down here I have some code. We have an event coming in here. Well, I want to see what's in that. So I'm assuming it's that stuff that we just saw, but if I do a console log, it is json.stringify. I should be able to see what's happening inside here, right? I don't know what a response looks like yet. Let's just leave it like that. Okay, so I go back to Lex. Choose Star Wars bot. Star. It's not there. Oh, I probably have to refresh the page. Okay. I wish there was like a refresh button. Because of course I'm going to go create a Lambda function right now. How would I have one written already? You know, if I do Star Wars, is it there? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so Star Wars bot is my function. So let's build this. So what do you think happens now? Now can I still test it here? Oh, you know what probably happens is I test it here, I type something in this box, and it sends that response that I got to the Lambda function, and then the Lambda function responds with something. I don't know what that is. Who is Darth Vader? Error. Invalid response. Cannot construct instance of intent. Oh, they must have like a... Okay, so this seems like maybe it's an Alexa thing, right? I have JSON that I have to send back to the chatbot that they are expecting a specific format for, and I don't know what that format is. So what if I do a Amazon Lex intent response? That looks good. Response format. Oh, geez. Okay, so let's spread this out a little bit. Let's see. What does this look like? Wow, this is big. Okay. This is what I want, the response format to stay down here. Amazon Lex expects a response from a Lambda function in the following format. Okay, so if I just copy this, looks like it's not just going to work. They have some like pseudocode in here. Take that. That's all I need? Okay, let's go to my Lambda. We'll do this the fun way, which is we'll just take this. We're returning this response. I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm going to paste in that whole thing. Oh, you can't have ... Okay. And can't have that sentence, I guess. This almost looks like valid JSON. I think this would tell me if it wasn't. Let's tab some things out here. What if I do that? And then we'll bring this over. This will just make it easier to read. Okay, so session attributes make sense. Like, I guess I would create session attributes and send it back, and then it would hold on to them for me and pass them back and forth. That's kind of how session attributes work in Alexa. We're going to go with that. I think that's probably what that is. Recent intent summary view. What is this? Intent name. AWS is available to anyone, Revolver Ocelot. The way that AWS works is they have a free tier for most things, and you probably have to sign up with a credit card, but there's a free tier level for most of the services on AWS, and so you can use and try most things. It's only when you exceed the usage, and they list those out on each individual product page, it's only when you exceed that usage, which sometimes is very low, but for something like Lambda, it's actually remarkably high. I think it's like 1 million code invocations a month, which that would be every time someone talks to your chatbot. 1 million a month is a lot. And so that feels like a really generous free tier. And so, yeah, anybody should be able to use AWS. I'm using everything you're seeing me do, anything you ever see me do, is available to the public. I'm not using anything that's private or internal or anything like that. Okay, so I still don't really know what this is. I'm just doing some indentation, but I don't know what I'm looking at. I have intent name. Okay. So I have intent name. I'm assuming like recent intent summary view. This feels to me like I'm basically telling it like, hey, this is what I got. Like, these are the things that happened. But this feels historical more than it does useful. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a grumpy old developer. I don't know. That whole chunk just seems weird to me. So intent name, let's just say droid intent, just to have one of my intents. I don't know. Slots. I guess droid. This will be R2-D2. This would be a slot value. I'm guessing that I would probably pull this information out of the thing they just sent me. Confirmation status. I'm not doing any dialogue management stuff yet, so I guess confirmation status is none. Dialogue act. I don't know. We'll go with close. This feels like fulfilled. Nothing went wrong, so we'll go with fulfilled. Slot to elicit. I don't want to elicit a slot. Can I delete? Do you think I can delete this one? We're gonna find out. It'll tell me. Dialogue action. What is that? Dialogue action. It's required. The dialogue action describes what to expect from the user after Alex returns a response. So, whoa, this is a much bigger dialogue. Do I need all this? Let's replace this. Let's take this chunk, get rid of it, and then bring everything forward. We got some weird values in there. We got some weird tabbing happening. That looks right. Need a card? I don't know. I don't know anything. Excuse me. Man. What is that bracket for? I'm not getting an error, so it feels like it needs to be there, but... Alright, let's save this. I've put a I don't know what this is. Let's save. And let's go to Lex again. And what if I chat with my bot now and I say, who is R2-D2? What? That looks promising. No, that's the thing I was getting before. This is still this. So did I need to build? I don't know all the answers, everybody. Sorry. I'm building it. The AWS function. Did I not do that before? I would have but I got an error here. Who is Darth Vader? Oh, there we go. There's an error. Whoa, that's a lot of error. Cannot deserialize value of type fulfilled or failed. Did I have oh, fulfilled or failed. So this is probably fulfillment state. It's probably still fulfilled, right? And I figured out where my indentation issue is. Nice again. Okay. Fulfilled. Oh, I see. So I didn't change these values. Plain text, I think is all I'm sending. Is this like the actual message? Oh, if I send to the user. Darth Vader is a bad man. I guess obviously we would fill these values in with values from my database. Let's save that and see if that really fixes everything. I think this is just going to be me figuring this out. Who is Darth image URL is not in range. Well, we had that card thing. Yeah, Cocktails guy. I think that's where I'm headed eventually. Do I need this card? Is this required? It wasn't in the required initial thing. What if I just get rid of the card for now? No, let's not do that. Let's be better than that. So the title of the card title will be, I don't know where this card even gets written, so that might be interesting to see. Darth Vader, a bad man. The URL of the image to be shown. I have that URL in my in my Airtable. So we'll. All right, Ryan. Thanks for coming, man. Let's go find the Star Wars data for Darth Vader. This is ultimately where I'm going to want to get the data from, but I can at least hard code a value for now. So many characters. Darth is up here somewhere. Darth Vader. This column. So we have an image of Darth Vader here. Not that. How do I... I don't know. How do I do this? What if I grab this URL? Copy? No. Good morning, Lily. Thank you for being here. Right now I'm trying to figure out how to get the URL. Well, let's try the easiest obvious way, which is just click on the image, right click here, copy image address. That might work. So if I come back to my bot for the image URL, we'll just use whatever I just copied there. Paste. No idea if that's what I'm supposed to do. Attachment link URL. I don't know. Let's do blankenblog.com as a URL. That sounds fun. Button text. We'll call this. Oh, thank you, Lily. That's good to know. Folks asked me to turn the volume up a little earlier, but I don't know how loud the music is. I'm not actually listening to it, so I'll turn it down just a bit. Thank you for that feedback. Let's see what it sounds like. There we go. That sounds pretty good. We'll say this is button text. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work. It's all figuring things out. So I have... Oh no, please say I didn't just lose all that. I may have just lost all that. Nope, good, it saved it. So save. Let's try our bot one more time and see if it works this time. Who is Darth Vader? What? Darth Vader is a bad, bad man, and it created an image, and it put those things, and I have... But I didn't write button text. What did I write? Oh. Okay, so this should have been Darth Vader. I don't know what the value would be. I guess that's like Darth Vader or something. You know, like I would have some like unique ID. Save. Now remember, I have this all hard-coded. Who is Darth Vader? I get my card. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Okay, so I can write these cards. The button click. The button click is an event? Oh my gosh, so I could use those buttons to be interactive. Like they would do other things in the chatbot. Okay. I don't actually want a button. Can I just get rid of it? I don't need one for right now. I'm also interested in this attachment link URL. Because what I would really like to do is have that button like launch a browser. Let's bring it back. Could I put my URL here? Here's what I think. I didn't try clicking on the Darth Vader image. My guess is if you click on the image, that's what's going to happen. But I'm going to put my URL here too and just see what happens. I'm guessing that won't work, but we'll try it. Who is Darth Vader? Okay. So he's a bad man. We got that. If I click on the image, nothing. Click on the title, subtitle, button. No, it just sends that as a an event. Oh, but that actually makes me think of another thing. I have who is and tell me about, but I should also probably just have like character as an utterance, right? That seems like a thing. So the thing I still don't have is like the ability to launch a browser. That'd be pretty awesome if I could do that. Because then in the chat, like I could pop a thing up with a little card, and then you click on the card and it takes you to like a page. What if I, let's see what this does. Does it wrap it in anything? What if my Darth Vader's a bad man? What if I put the URL here? What if I like respond to you with a URL? Do you think that'll be clickable? Who is R2D2? Now it's still gonna say Darth Vader because I haven't. No, this is the droid intent, so it should. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's the same backend all the time. Oh my gosh. What is that? Droid intent. I have to tell each intent they can go to their own locations? Oh my gosh. I don't know if that's good or that's not what I want. I don't know if that's what I want or not. Would I want a different? Interesting. I have to choose the action, the place, the location for each one of my intents. That's really interesting. Cocktails guy says no, it's plain text. You're probably right. It probably won't work. Okay, I've built my thing. Tell me about R2D2. Just plain text. Okay, so let's play with that. Let's see what our options are. We had plain text, but we also had SSML, and then there was like a custom payload or something. What was it? Dialogue action. Thanks for coming, Cocktails Guy. Appreciate it. Plain text or SSML or custom payload. What is custom payload? It's not listed in the documents at all, just in the as an option for a content type. Okay, let's find content type. How is that word not mentioned in the doc at all? Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's the blueprint I was looking for. I don't know. API reference? Data types? Oh, this is just like the actual API, which I'm not using right now. Oh, this would have been handy to getting started. I didn't even think to look at that. I could have done this all via the CLI. I'll have to learn how to do that. Using Lambda functions. We're close. The other thing that I don't know whatsoever is how I connect this to Twitch. But we'll get there. It doesn't mention what that. Well, we'll try let's try this first. What if I wrap it in HTML? Like so. I know it's plain text, but will the chatbot interpret that properly? Tell me about Darth Vader. I'm sorry, what? Oh, you're totally right, thank you. Blankenburg. I don't know why that would matter, but do you think that's the issue? Darth Vader. No, I gave it as plain text. Okay, so now let's change this to custom payload. What does that get me? Anything different? Still just does that. So I don't have a way to make that clickable. So I haven't found a way yet where I can launch something. That would be really handy. But we'll live with this for now. This is still amazing that we've gotten this far. Okay. So the other thing I don't know, and this is how I would start if I was doing this by myself, which I guess I am by myself and I'm doing it. So using Lex, Amazon Lex as a Twitch chatbot. The thing that I don't know is how do I... messaging service. My guess is that I'm gonna need to tell it somehow. Oh, that seems like too much. There's got to be somebody that's done this already with Twitch. Watch us build a chatbot on Twitch. I don't want to watch it. I want to do it. Oh, here we go. I don't know who Scott Foster is, but it looks like he's maybe done it already. Scott, you're making a lot of assumptions about what I know and don't know. I feel like there's got to be a thing that is like... I mean, how do I build something that is basically subscribing to a chat room? That's the thing that I don't know, right? That's the piece that isn't clear to me right now. Scott's onto something here. We're gonna hold on to that. Twitch one. How to make a Twitch bot. So on Twitch, there's a fantastic article, I think that's what W. Giorgio just shared, about using Glitch to do this. And I think that's... Let me go click on your link just to make sure. Yeah, see, there's a lot of assumptions in here that, like, I know IRC or I know any of this stuff. What I want to do is just build a thing that responds when something is typed in the box. I don't know how to make those connections or do any of that stuff. Yeah, this seems way deeper than I want to be. That doesn't mean it's bad, it just means I think it's more than I'm ready for. What else we got? Jeff Nunn, I feel like yours was working. I don't know if you're still paying attention or here, but I feel like this is something that you had working yesterday, where you were actually had people typing commands into your chat, and it was hitting your chatbot. Now it was a lot more like the glitch one, where you weren't using Lex or any of the other pieces. How do I get a service set up that receives every chat message from a Twitch chat room, passes that message to Lex? Like, in a perfect world, what I want to do is, if I come into Lex here, I saw that there's like channels. Say they have Kick and Slack. Like, it looks like I might almost be able to... Good morning, LJ. Thanks for being here. It seems like this would be a really, really easy way to do this, where I would just say, oh, I want to build a Slack chatbot, right? And then I come in and I choose all of this stuff. But I think if it's not one of these 4 things, then I have to build my own, like authorization stuff. And for the bot that I built on Glitch, this thing, I just don't know. This is the thing that I'm really struggling with, just from a mental processing perspective. How do I get the chat to tell my like, this is just basically a Lambda function. How does this thing get those messages? I mean, like, it looks like we connect here, but that would require my function to spin up. Is it just running all the time? I don't know the answers to these questions. All right. So I at least have a payload here that works. I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. I have Lex responding in a way that I really like. But I don't know how to connect this to Twitch. Let's try this again. Building a Lex chatbot for Twitch. watching your videos. Michael Palermo, it's a former teammate of ours. Let's see what he wrote. No, see, I really would love a specific example from someone doing this with Twitch, which it feels like this Scott Foster one might be it, but I'm not finding anything really good though. So let's think about this. I have a chatbot right now, which is this guy, right? This Amazon Lex service that I'm running. What does publishing do? What does deploying a bot mean? Okay, let's try the forums. Why not? It's always good to learn, right? We are already in Lex, so what if I just say Twitch? Oh, that's not promising. That didn't help me. I don't know what I'm doing. I wish someone would help me. I don't mean all of you in the audience, but if you have answers, that's great. But I feel like no, Lily, it's quite all right. I mean, I'm supposed to know some of this stuff, and I don't know this. How do I integrate AWS Lex chatbot into my website? Yeah, Gold Zulu is just when I went there. That's just where I was. I'll grab your link just in case, but I think this is the page I was just on. This is for sending, like, if they want to send a text message to chat with your thing. Oh, come on. What is Glitch doing behind the scenes? I mean, there has to be something happening here, right? I have a README, chatbot overview, building the bot. These are the instructions I followed for creating my own chatbot here, and they have this tmi.js. So I wonder if I have to build another... I wish Jeff Nunn were here. He did this yesterday, and I just don't know what I'm doing. I hate being stuck. I knew I was going to get into this situation today because I'm building something I've never done before. But the thing that's not clear to me right now, just so we're super clear about this, is how do I talk to this bot from anywhere else? Like I have this bot created, right? What I don't have is, and maybe that's the thing that I need to do. If I come back to settings, general, no, not here, editor. Initialization and validation code hook. I wonder if this is the piece that I need. Maybe this is just another Lambda function, and then I'm gonna call that Lambda function. I don't know. I still don't know how I do that from Twitch, but this was so incredibly easy. This took me less than 15 minutes to find and build. And I feel like maybe I just need one of these. Sitting out in front. Okay, let's give that a go. We'll give this a test. So we're gonna go to what do they call this? A initialization. Let's see what that is. Yeah, but see this here, trade last. This is the thing I saw a moment ago. I'm required to provide one of those 4 values, and unfortunately Twitch is not one of them. It seems like if somebody would just add Twitch to this, my life would be solved, but because it's not, that's okay. We're going to call this one author from scratch. We'll call this, I think maybe we're on the right path. Star Wars initialize. We'll create that function. Let's go. Okay, and in this Lambda function, I don't think I can do, there's no like command line in here, is there? Yeah, there was a page somewhere. Is it this one? Yeah. This isn't specifically for Twitch, but it goes through this process. This is probably where we're going to end up, something like this. I'm building the Lambda function right now. And then I'll need, maybe I'll need API gateway, maybe I don't. I don't know how that's going to work yet. We're gonna figure this out together. But so I think what I need is if I was just to take this bot.js stuff and put this in here. my family has completely forgotten the fact that I work from home and that I'm sitting here trying to live stream. It's as if all the yelling that has ever needed to happen is happening right now. It's great. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's distracting to me for sure. It's like they're right outside my door too. Okay, so I have this file. This is great, but I'm gonna need to like bring these pieces in. I'm gonna need to bring in the HTTPS library. Can I new folder, node, modules? I don't see a way to like. I can just drag a folder and like if I go grab the HTTPS module and state modified would be better here. Let's go to scavenger hunt and I have my lambda and I have my custom and I have node modules and in here there's an HTTPS, but it probably had dependencies. All right, Lily, thank you for hanging out today though. So much here. Can I, well first let's see, can I do this? It looked like it wanted to let me do that. Did I put it inside the folder? No. If I could just drag files in here, that'd be pretty cool. It's not up here, I can do that either. Well, this TMI.js, let's go see if they give me any information on that. No npm TMI.js. Oh, that's not it. TMI.js. Node library for interacting with. Let's go look at the README for this. Maybe they'll give me some information. Ton. I feel like we might be on the right path though. Maybe if we come here and view terminal, I feel like I'm going to have to get into the CLI for this. What if I do AWS Lambda? What do I get? Okay, we're getting closer. Get function. AWS Lambda. Get function. Function name is required. Okay. AWS Lambda. Get function. Star Wars initialize. really what I wanted. I want to get this lambda function down to my machine. Create alias, get function, get list functions, update function code. Okay, so maybe that's just what we need to do. Let's go here first. We'll create a I don't want to do this. Star Wars initialize. Inside there. Let's just open that folder now. Okay. So inside Star Wars initialize, let's do a terminal. Yeah, what you're describing, Gold Zulu, is I think exactly what I'm about to do. So I'm going to do npm. I probably need a package JSON. Well, let's see what happens. npm install https. What did that just do? Nothing? Can I just do npm install? I guess I always start with a package JSON. Let's just do that. Sorry, what? Oh. Really doesn't like that. Okay. Fine. Okay, that's more like it. That's weird. I don't know what 0S is, but no, my lamp seems to be broken. I don't know if I've exceeded some limits or something, but there's something about the lamp that isn't working, Coding Bandit, and I'm sorry for that. It's been stuck all day. I'm going to look at that as soon as I get done here. Airtable, and then the other one I need is that tmi.js. So let's do npm install tmi.js. Okay. So I have those three things in there. And then I need the code from Glitch. Is there any other weird packages that they use? Whatever Express is, let's use that. Good. Okay, Express is there. And then I don't think I need anything else that's in there. So the bot will take all this and we'll drop it all up in here. There should be a new file called index.js. That's going to have all this nonsense. And then those are going to be environment variables on my Lambda function. So we'll have to set those up. So let's go do that. The first one is bot_username. This is my Star Wars initialize. We'll come down here, manage environment variables. I already forgot what it's called. Bot username, we'll just copy it. Key is bot username. I don't know what it is yet. We'll do that in a moment. And another one. This one is OAuth token. I don't know what that is yet either. And then channel name. Okay, so now I'm gonna go off screen for a second because I have these values in there, but I don't want to show them on screen. So I'm just going to flip over to our lovely camera view, and I'm going to go into my environment variables and grab them. The OAuth token is that. The username is actually Star Wars Bot. Is that what I called it? Well, I haven't actually created it, so we'll just call it Jeff Blankenbot because that's the one I created. And then the channel name is Jeff Blankenburg. So we'll save that. We can come back to this. Okay, so down here, I can show you if I don't go too far, that I have environment variables, and I have like bot username. The bot's username is that, but I don't want to show the OAuth token because then people can take it and do things. So this is my initialization function. Now I'll need to trim, like we're gonna have to do something with this, but my guess is if I save this and we come back to our thing here, that for my Lambda initialization, I should be able to call this Star Wars, I have to refresh because it's new, Star Wars initialize. So I don't know that this is right, but if I do Star Wars here, initialize, okay. also be able to test my lambda function here. So like, what if I do test? I just pass in what is it expecting? What happens? Is this thing running? I don't know. How do I know these things? I need to bring in upload a zip file because we made all this code stuff, but I didn't actually upload any of that yet. So we're going to come here, we're going to go Star Wars initialize, we're going to take, sure, we'll take all this, compress, let's see if I do that, what happens? Now that I've pushed all that new code in. Cool. So now I'd love to look at CloudWatch and see if I type into my chat. Like every time you guys type into the chat, it feel like, I don't know, I feel like it should just work. So if we go to, I don't actually understand how it works, but let me type something in chat, see what happens. Hello. See, I have the Star Wars bot that I created because I've been able to use the Lex bot to hit that, but this is before that. This is initialization. So now I wonder if I have to build an HTTP endpoint, and then how do I connect that to Twitch? These are all dumb questions that should be so easy. How is Glitch doing this? Let's do this for a second. Is there a way for me to just like ran a test. I'm not surprised that it failed. What I'd like to know is what you're expecting from me. Like now, does CloudWatch have something for that? Well, hopefully I'll be able to trade some notes with Jeff Nunn later today, and we can put our heads together, because I feel like I made some good progress on the building the chatbot part, but I was not good on. So I have Star Wars initialized now. Index.handler is an undefined or not exported. back this up to, where do I have a version of that? Go back to my functions and find Star Wars bot. Did I have it in there still? See if that gets us anything. Well, the good news is my test didn't fail. Let's look at our CloudWatch logs for this. Oh, we should also, in here, have like a log. So we can see what's coming in. Okay. Test. Okay, so it's writing that out to the log. That's pretty cool. Now if I come over to the chat and I say R2D2, does that actually do anything? No, see, this is kind of what I expected. Like if I knew how to pass a value from the chat into the Lambda, we'd be golden. I just don't know how to do that thing. How is this doing it? I don't understand how, or what I did here. I didn't do anything. I just edited some files and it just worked. And this bot is still running, right? I mean, if I say red, it thinks the lamp has changed to red. Maybe I should have lowercased. If I go into my Lambda, we'll go back to this and go to our environment variables. Maybe I should have changed that. I capitalized something. Maybe I didn't need to do that. I don't think that would matter, but yeah, Cocktails guy, I know the light. Oh, did it? But it just changed to yellow. That's weird. How did it change color? Alexa, set Office LifeX to white. Okay. Alexa, ask Jeff Blankenburg to set the lamp to blue.
The lamp has been set to blue. Tune into twitch.tv/Jeff.
Stop.
Move out, Brussels sprout.
Yeah, I don't know why the light isn't changing. My guess is I hit some messaging threshold on if this then that. What could I be doing here better? let's see. I think I'm at a point where I'm giving up for today. I only have about 15 minutes left normally in this stream, but I just don't know. I'm just grasping at straws right now, and I don't like doing that. How do I get the chat to go here? This seems like a thing that should be easy to do. I just don't know the answer. Well, we tried an experiment today. We tried doing something that Jeff knows nothing about, and we found out that he knows nothing about it. I will come back to this, and I will defeat this. And I think that just with a little bit of time with Jeff Nunn, we can get there. Because he had this working yesterday. I'm just missing an obvious piece, and it's not sticking out to me as... I wish Twitch was just in this list. That feels like what I would do. I don't know. All right. Well, I have made my best effort at this. We've gotten ourselves to a point where we have an active chat bot, right? I can say, "Tell me about Darth Vader," and it'll bring me back some data from a Lambda function. And you're right, Cocktails Guy. This is not a failure. Everything is learning. I am a very positive person in that regard. I learned a lot today. I'd never done any of this before, and we got to a point where the chatbot is working off of a Lambda function that I put together. So that's a big positive out of all this. But until I can figure out how to take the words that you guys are typing into the Twitch chat and pull that into what I'm doing here, I think that's the one thing that's holding me back. And like I said, Jeff Nunn did this yesterday. He showed me this, but he didn't show me how he did it. So we will fight the good fight again on Friday, and we'll start with this, and hopefully I'll have some really quick answers for you, and we'll get it rigged up and ready to go. So with that, thank you guys all for tuning in. Thank you, Coding Bandit, for being a subscriber. I really do appreciate that. And if you guys haven't used your channel points yet, there are a few emotes you can use, so check those out as well. All right, thank you guys all for tuning in. I will see you again on Friday morning. Take care.